You strong.
When they say what the church look like, it look like us.
Yeah. DJ Tony. For all my ladies out there trucking towards they goals. Let's go. She gon' take care of her biz, she trucking. She a woman with a rig, she trucking. She gon' take care of her kids, she trucking. Yeah. She a boss, she do it big, she trucking. She trucking. She a boss, she do it big, she trucking. She a woman with a rig, she trucking. She trucking. Often hated, never duplicated. We underestimated cause it's male dominated, but we getting payment like it's money motivated. Our clientele rated while they dragging, we gon' slay it. By the hour, we them girls and we got power. Haters everywhere like some taxes, they be sour. Dropping lows on the road and we be runners. You can never do it like us and that's a bummer. They got my back so I got my girls with me. I can't be like you cause the shoes just won't fit me. All these moves and we make it all happen. We just show and prove while the rest of y'all rapping. Clocking in and making ends, running racks up. Focus like the lens, we don't focus on the trends, nah. Like a truck is pulling in, told them back up. Focus and pretend we don't notice who they is. She gon' take care of her biz, she trucking. She a woman with a rig, she trucking. She gon' take care of her kids, she trucking. Yeah, she a boss, she do it big, she trucking.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the She Trucking Podcast. This is episode number 2. We are on season number 4, and I have a co-host with me. I'm so excited. Today we have Miss Jerry Banks. She's going to be moderating and co-hosting the podcast on today. And I'm going to bring her in just a second. We also have a special guest, Mr. Michael Nelms. He is the owner and founder of Keep Trucking Transportation. And I'm so excited for you to meet him. So first, let me bring Miss Jerry on. Hello, Miss Jerry. How are you doing today?
Hello, love. How are you? Thank you so much. I'm super excited to be here.
Thank you for coming on board. Listen, Miss Jerry will be hosting a podcast on Wednesday. You want to give them a little bit about your podcast and what they can look forward to?
Yes. Well, for those of you that don't know me, I'm Miss Jerry with Life on the Road Recruiting. We are a full-service third-party truck driver recruitment agency. As Sheree mentioned, I will be hosting my podcast on Wednesdays at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time on the She Trucking Podcast. We will be talking and interviewing entrepreneurs. I am a second chance expert. I do a lot with drivers that are looking for a second chance. I have some success stories I will be sharing. And of course, this industry is ever evolving and changing. We will be talking about the future of transportation on that podcast as well. So I'm super excited. Thank you, Sheree.
Thank you for sharing. And so, listen, y'all, we have the Rooftop Mixer that's coming up.
Yes.
It's going to be March the 4th. That's this weekend. So we want to tell you everything that's going on. We want to give you all the opportunities that we can. So make sure you do me a favor before we get started. Share this podcast out. Share it out because it's going to be an epic event that you don't want to miss. And so we want to share it out, everybody. Hey, Dr. Tina, share this podcast out. I'm going to bring Mr. Michael Nelms onto the platform. Let's see, how many shares do we have? Miss Jerry, do it like they sharing it out for us? I'm going to bring Mr. Michael Nelms up.
Awesome.
Hey, Mr. Mike, how are you doing today?
Pretty good. How you doing, Ms. Jerry? How you doing, Sheree?
Hello.
Well, Mike, just start off by introducing yourself.
All right, I'm Mike Nelms, CEO of Keep Trucking Transportation. I'm a father first and foremost who specialized in leasing on both owners, owner-operators, mentorship, consultation, and of course, truck funding.
We are live, so y'all may see a couple little glitches, okay? But welcome. So you lease on trucks and you do dispatching and go into more detail. about
Well,
how, because we have a lot of drivers on our platform who need to know exactly how they can benefit from your services and your teaching.
Well, absolutely, absolutely. We definitely specialize in dispatching. We understand it's the heart and soul, the nucleus of trucking. It's important that you learn all aspects of trucking, and I always tell people you should start off with some type of dispatch training class, just so you can understand the ins and outs and the inner workings of trucking. Of course, we do give drivers the opportunity to receive some funding so that they can become, start off as a company driver and then, transition over to an owner operator. So we can help facilitate purchasing those trucks. We can even take you shopping at Arrowhead Truck Sales to show you exactly what trucks you can possibly purchase. And then, of course, we do have a lease on portion of our service. So a lot of drivers, they transition from a company driver to an owner operator, and then we even allow them to lease on. We can help show them, the business side of trucking, the front end and the back end paperwork to understand how to properly stay afloat in this industry.
Awesome, awesome. So give me an example of how Keep Trucking Transportation has transformed someone's life.
Absolutely. Many different ways. Many different ways. We have people who already have a truck and trailer, who just maybe possibly struggling a little bit in this industry and just need that mentorship, that guidance, additional training on, the proper loads to haul, which equipment type to use. It's a lot. I think the biggest story that I always tell is a young lady who a few years ago working in Dyna 5 just didn't seem to really make many strides in that industry. We actually taught her how to dispatch. She learned that, was able to work from home, earn more money than she made probably within 2 weeks. She was making it within a week. And then just transitioning to becoming a fleet manager, learning the industry, right? Learning how to manage other trucks, other companies, other drivers, other carriers. And I think that's probably one of the biggest transitions that we had, to actually see somebody take advantage of being able to work from home, being able to get their time back, being able to increase their finances, right? And just taking a big position in this trucking industry. I think that's probably one of the most success stories. We have people that write us and contact us who are serving time in prison behind bars, and giving them opportunities once they are released, or at least just giving them those conversations back and forth to show them that once you come home, that there's other opportunities for you. So trucking definitely has changed a lot of lives, and we're just glad to be a part of it.
Awesome. Awesome. Mike, talk about like mentorship and how important that is, coming in and, taking this big step into transportation or any business for that matter.
Right. Well, I look at myself, for example. There's a lot of businesses that I've opened without mentorship, even trucking, right? So started about 8 to 9 years ago in trucking. I didn't have a mentor. I didn't have that person that can kind of guide me the right way. And I made a lot of issues. I made a lot of mistakes. I had issues that I didn't know how to resolve. Made a lot of mistakes early on in our career. So I tell people, this trucking industry, it's a difficult industry, and it's even more difficult when you don't take on a mentor. It can
Right.
actually, like I always tell people, you always want to pivot before you're forced to pivot. And having a mentor, you're actually able to do just that. It's important. This is a very difficult industry. You have the opportunity to seize mentors, and we didn't have that back 9 years ago, right? We didn't have podcasts and lives and information just readily available to us. So it's important to circumvent some of those pitfalls by securing a mentor, securing a mentor.
Hmm. How do you balance your roles as CEO and community service advocate?
That's a good question. I
Mhm.
don't sleep much. I don't sleep much, right? So
Okay.
sometimes it's like pulling a rabbit out of a hat, right? I mean, today I woke up and of course I had to spend a lot of time with my young one, with my daughter Madison, and then still
Mhm.
had to put on that worker's hat, right? And it's difficult, but it's something that I strive to do every day. You just got to put that time in. You got to put
Mhm.
that time in, and it's and I did a post today, and I was saying that when people get in this trucking industry, it's important that you service people outside of yourself. It's
That's right.
important that you take some time and you make sure that you give whatever gems that you can
Mhm.
to people who are once in a position that you were in years ago, right?
Yeah.
So it's something that I feel like we all need to take part and do. It is time consuming, but that's
Mhm.
trucking.
Mhm. That's real, and that's our duty. That's our duties
Right.
as leaders in this industry to, take that initiative and pull somebody up. I
Right.
love that. I love that.
Right. It definitely it begins it kind of starts to begin like your life's work. It's like it begins your it's your purpose in
Mhm.
trucking. I feel like everybody who have gone through some things in trucking and learn from those mistakes, it's our duty to teach it, right? It's our duty to make sure that that we continue to keep community at the forefront of what we do every day.
Mhm. Yeah.
What you have some people in the audience that are trying to shout you out, and so is it Jarvis? Jarvis said,
Cyrus.
see y'all on
Yeah.
Saturday, and,
Yes.
and he said that you can mention his name if you want. So he must be one of the people who you have brought into this industry and mentored.
Absolutely. I'm trying to see who what was his name?
Jairus Dwayne Pope.
Okay,
Pippin
mentorship.
Rome. Yeah.
Mentorship. Yeah, I mean, it's again, people say you can mention my name if you want. Mentorship, absolutely. I mean, we do it a lot. We do it a lot. Some mentorship is just a quick 30 minutes, and some is just it takes a lot longer than that. But that's what we do. We mentor so many people that sometimes I can't really recall by name, but it's important that we take our time out and we just kind of give back to this trucking community. And the easiest way to do it is just talk to the people. Sometimes they may be struggling with something that's so small, and if you just give them a quick little 20-30 minutes, you may be able to change the trajectory of what they're doing in this industry. Sometimes it's just something, it can be tweaking. It can be how much you pay your driver per mile, or how you pay your driver, or what lanes you choose to haul, or educating somebody the importance of running a power only, that's a truck without a trailer, and educating them the importance of having a trailer, how much more money they can generate per week just by simply changing these small things. Contracts, it's important that because we have some pretty solid contracts, that we make sure that we assist people with what needs to go in these contracts. Again, sometimes it's just those little small tidbits that our mentorship program provides to help people stay afloat in this industry, or even get in the industry.
Absolutely. I just want to, add like mentorship is so important. Y'all need to make sure y'all do y'all research before y'all come on. And like he said, that's the most important part is that because there's gonna be some things that you don't know, and you're gonna run into some situation like even with me, it's a lot of stuff that I don't know, and I think if you know everything, then you're
Right.
not gonna last in this industry because this industry you learn something new every single day. And what I love
Yep.
about trucking is every day is different. Every
Yep.
day is
Yep.
different. Different
Every
challenge.
Yes.
day is something new.
Yes. Yes.
Yes, something new.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that pulled me to what has been the most challenging aspect of growing your business, Keep Trucking Transportation.
The most challenging aspect is just the will to keep going, because trucking is so forever changing. No one day is the same. It's just to keep trucking. I think that's the most challenging part, is just to find it in you every day to just be as hungry as you were when you first started. To me, that seems to be the most difficult, because it's forever changing, it's forever growing.
Mhm.
Handling issues or trying to have a solution for a problem before it exists, right? I think that's one of the most challenging thing. And then as far as people wanting to stay afloat in this industry, is funding, is having the financial resources to handle the increased fuel rates, or the low freight rates, or driver pay, or breakdowns, right? I think just not just for myself, but a lot of companies who find themselves in my position. I think funding is a major issue in trucking. Especially when people are brand new getting into it, they just don't realize how much capital you need. If it's credit cards, if it's
Mhm.
loans, if it's funding, if it's liquid cash, it has to be readily available, because your breakdowns are going to come. It's not a
Yeah.
matter of if,
It's
it's gonna
when.
happen. I don't care if it's a
Mhm.
brand new truck or an old truck, you're gonna have some type of issues. So it's just important, I think, and that's the reason why this rooftop mixer is so important. Again, I always speak about pushing the trucking industry in the upward projection. This mixer does exactly that. It allows new companies who are seasoned, to receive some type of funding to assist in the issues that we know are going to come.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's real. So I see you. I've been following you, and I see you doing a lot in the community, and just all around. So I want to ask you, how do you measure success in your business and in your community service efforts? Like, what's your measurement of success?
What's my measurement of success? It's really my kid, right? It's not
Mm,
about how many trucks we have. It's not about how
mhm,
many people we service.
mhm.
It's the way my daughter look at me. It's the
Yeah,
way she introduced me to her friends. It's
yeah,
just how she speak about me, and what she think of her dad. I think that's my measurement of success. It's really not. It's nothing monetary, right?
mhm,
And it's funny because I thought a long time ago, well, success was really about how much you can money you can obtain, right? Or your status of your house, or but as I got older, success really is your legacy, right? It's
yes,
what people will
yes,
say about you longer after you're gone, right? What people say about you. I always talk about your name being spoken in rooms that you're not in. Like, that's
yeah,
success. That's your legacy.
mhm,
Putting other people before you put yourself,
mhm,
and having people say, people who you've spoken to years ago, they remember the impact you had on them, right? You may not remember the name or what was said in that conversation or that mentorship, but they do. And so, hence that builds your legacy. To me, that's your level of success.
That's so powerful. That's so powerful. I see the gentleman that you mentored. He said his name is Drip Gambino. He said I watched both of you, Sheree and Maddie Daddy Time, while he was in prison, and he
Right.
watched you guys on Truck and Hustle, and so he just says thank you both. And so that is a testament, to the work in the community that both of you are doing. And
Wow.
so it just says so much that you're touching people across, across the globe, because they're able to
Man.
see you in so
Wow.
many forms and facets.
Wow.
So
Wow.
congratulations.
Well, I
And
appreciate
hello,
that. Shout
Drip
out Drip.
Gambino.
Drip Gambino. I know him well. I haven't had a chance to meet him yet. Spoke on the phone with his mom, actually. Great,
Mhm.
great lady. She raised a good son. He'll
Wow.
be at the mixer. We did speak quite a
Wow.
few times by way of the DM, and a couple phone calls and text messages. Definitely, I believe he took a consultation maybe about 2 months ago, and we just kind of kept in contact, right? Just kind of kept in touch.
Yeah.
He's definitely going to get a truck and trailer. We're going to walk him through the process. So shout out to him. He's been supporting me a lot, and it's funny because you have certain people who
Hmm.
support you, right? Somebody you've never seen before,
Hmm.
obviously watched
Hmm.
us all the way from prison until his release,
Hmm.
and we're gonna do some wonderful things together. But it's people like him who DM me every now and then, who
Yeah.
actually check up on me, right? And
Yeah.
it's funny because I didn't know that he was even watching the show right now, but
Yeah.
he's one of those people that I talk to probably more than most, and actually have like a personal conversation with him other than just trucking, right? So,
Yeah.
and it was pretty cool to actually get on the phone with his mom and kind of talk to his mom about trucking, and we
That's
shared some
awesome.
good moments together. So shout out to you, Drip, man. I can't wait to meet you on this Saturday. I appreciate you supporting.
That's awesome. It's just, again, it's a true testament that, look, Drip, we didn't know you by your government name, okay?
Right.
But we knew you by Drip Gambino and recognized you. But reaching people, inside the prison walls, and what you're doing is giving hope. You know what it is? That's hope right there. That when I get out, I'm gonna be able to tap into this,
Mm.
learn from this, from Maddie Daddy. And so that's so powerful. That's so
Yeah,
powerful.
that's deep. That was emotional right there. I just realized who it was. So yeah, yeah, I guess we have quite an impact in different places, and that's the legacy, right? That's success.
Hmm.
That's awesome, man. That's
That's
awesome.
exactly how you measure it.
That's right. So we're gonna take a break in just a second. We will have him come on a podcast. So he's gonna actually come on here soon because I
Okay.
want to hear his story and how he
Yes.
have pivoted and came into the industry. He was telling me a little bit on Instagram, but we're gonna have him come on. But right now we're gonna take a break because I want to give y'all time to share this live out because our next part we're gonna get into this mixer. We're gonna dive in and we're gonna talk about the mixer. So I
All
want to
right.
make sure that everybody share it out, share it out, share it out. And Miss Jerry, take us into a commercial.
All right. Thank you guys so much. Look, this has been amazing, this first segment. Mike, So happy to hear you and bring you on. Super excited. Let's go.
I don't like this. There are cars everywhere.
Bobby's, you're about to get on the interstate.
Oh
so
my
slow
God.
the truck down.
Oh God.
Slow the truck down. For real, slow the truck down. Stay over here on the left, okay? Take your high side. Go up here, okay?
I cannot believe I'm getting on the interstate.
Accelerate. Stay on this side, accelerate. Go faster. Go faster. Faster, Bobby, faster.
Crap.
Look at all this traffic.
There are cars everywhere.
And now we're gonna take it to the highest gear that you've ever been in. We're gonna take it to the 10th gear.
Now?
Now. There we go.
10th gear, baby!
When you're considering leasing your trucking company on to another company, you got to make sure that they establish. You got to make sure that mentorship is at the forefront every single day. If you got one truck and you're looking to grow to multiple trucks, tap in. If you're a driver and you're looking to become an owner-operator, tap in. Everybody on our team, every dispatcher on our team owns a trucking company. Every dispatcher. You understand what I'm saying? It's a difference between when an owner just want to be the big boss. That ain't how we is. Ain't no egos over here. We love when people come to us and say, listen, I want to scale my company. Or listen, I'm new to trucking and I'm really not exactly sure what I need to do. Sign up for a consultation. We're going to walk you through it. We do it every single day. Every time somebody come to us and say, listen, I'm looking to get into trucking, but I'm just not sure how to get started. Or I'm in trucking, I just don't know how to scale. Or I got a driver or two, but I'm just not seeing a profit. We're going to mentor you every day so that you get to the point where you can run this yourself. And if you're not comfortable running it yourself, we're going to run it for you. Everybody on the team is passionate. Everybody. Book a consultation. We're going to walk you right through the steps. If you want to be a CDL holder and you want to drive, if you already drive and you're trying to understand the business side of it, I've been in business over 12 years now. I've had multiple successful companies. And the one thing that we always kept in common is that we kept them egos at the door. You understand? Everybody is just as important as the next. We're not playing when it comes to this trucking. Because we understand how to properly and successfully run a business. You got to attach yourself with a company who's going to treat the driver the same way they treat the owner. When you tap in with us, you're going to sit right down right next to me and I'm going to walk you through the steps. We're not playing when we say trucking paid for this. Every day is like a vacation. I can't even preach that enough. I can't hear.
That was words from Mr. Michael Nelms as he going and talking about this rooftop mixer. Before I bring Miss Jerry back up, I do want to just talk about that, like how you go on Instagram and you like motivating people, you dropping gems, you giving them mentorship just from your Instagram page. So let's give them your Instagram page name.
At Maddie Daddy Time, MADDY DADDY time, TIME.
Absolutely. I'm gonna play a quick video from the rooftop mixer so y'all can see what's going on, see the vibe. It is a vibe on that rooftop.
Absolutely.
We getting ready to dig in and bring Miss Jerry back up after this video, and we're gonna go in and talk about this mixer and why you should be there. I'll be in the room. Miss Jerry gonna be in the room. You know Mike gonna be in the room. It's his birthday, so y'all gotta make sure y'all come out.
They counted us out. They didn't think that we would make it over.
It breaks my heart.
Oh, but I know God.
Where we at, go?
Oh, yes, he did.
Where we at, go?
Oh, yes, but I know God did.
Hove did. Please Lord forgive me for what the stove did. Nobody touched the Billy until Hove did. How many billionaires can come from Hove crib? I count 3, me, A, and Ree. Bronze and rock boy, so 4 technically. I left the dope game with my record clean. I turned the cocaine into champagne. I cleaned up La Madrina with the same soap. Me and Loro talk about how we slang dope. Now the weed stores, can you believe this top? I put my hustle on the Forbes, can you believe this guy? Then we said fuck it, took the dope public. Out the mud.
All right, so if y'all want tickets to this mix, it's gonna be epic. Make sure you go to keeptruckingtransportation.com. The link is scrolling at the bottom, so just go to keeptruckingtransportation.com, and the link is also in the description. I'm gonna bring Miss Jerry back in. Hey, Miss Jerry.
Hello, hello.
So, this rooftop mixer. Mike, tell everybody about it before we start asking you questions.
Correct. The rooftop mixer. You got listen. Tap in, tap in, tap in. The rooftop mixer. March 4th from 6 to 10, downtown Atlanta, Georgia. It's amazing. It's amazing. We have special guests coming. We're going to have a panel. Of course, we're going to provide funding at the mixer. It's just a great vibe. It's a safe space for all resources to be provided. You're going to have factoring companies there. We're going to have brokers there, people who are well versed in the industry, who've been in it for a long time, and people who are new, right? People who are coming to get started, and people who are coming to scale their already pre-existing businesses. It's a real laid back environment. We're going to definitely have some fun on that rooftop, but we're going to handle business while we're out there as well. People are coming from all over. Mainly because they want to hear some the speaking, mainly because they want funding. They want to see what type of resources will be provided at that rooftop. It's just going to be a good vibe. It's a good vibe. It's a lot of information going to be given out.
So, who are some of the people that's going to be coming that's going to be speaking on the panel? And what are they topics that they will be speaking about? Because a lot of people do a lot of talking, but who actually
right.
what
It was important that we put together a panel of people who are already well versed in this industry, people who are proven, right? So you have LOG, they're going to speak about compliance. We all know in trucking you cannot start without compliance. That is the number one thing that you need to have under your belt, and it's important that you take heed from professionals, people who really know what they're doing in compliance, because it's a tricky part of the business. The federal filings alone, there's so many that need to be filed. And it's important that you have it done by the right people. So they'll be in the building. They'll be speaking and answering questions. It's definitely going to be an awesome Q&A. You have Global Leader. Look him up on IG if you are already following him. He covers a lot of the government contracts, what's needed to apply for your government contracts, and what's needed to actually bid on them. Of course, you have Pretty Pockets. She's going to speak from an owner-operator perspective, someone who actually has a CDL, has been in the industry for a while, and actually already own a couple of trucks. And she does a lot of other things in the trucking industry, but specifically, I want her to speak on the importance of company drivers taking that next step and becoming owner operators. And I think it's important that we hear from somebody who's well versed in the industry. Of course, you got Smitty to go, amazing, top of his game. He speaks primarily on business credit cards, right? Smitty is in his own lane, so we had to get some heavy hitters in here who can speak on the importance of business credit. And not just that, but how to actually get these credit cards, right? Which is a little different than business funding, right? But they kind of go hand in hand. So it's important that we attack this thing from all angles. Business credit cards is something that he's well versed in. Which credit cards that you need to go after and why. And then we have Chloe High End. She's on IG. I believe it's Chloe High End. She's speaking primarily on business setups, right? Your LLCs and your business bank accounts, and what do you need to get started. There's going to be a lot of people who are brand new to the point where they just don't even have an LLC yet, so she can walk you through that process as well. And then you got a guy, forgot his name, Mike Nelms. He'll be there speaking as well, right? And so just to pretty much encompass everything that's going to be spoken about on that event, how to scale from a business perspective. Not really necessarily from a driver perspective, but just from the business itself, right? What do you need? How do you scale your brand? How do you scale your business? How do you stay motivated in this industry? And just kind of tie it all in. So what we wanted to do was just take different walks of life in trucking, put them all under one stage, so that we can answer any and all questions that that the audience will have. And I'm there to learn too, so I'm gonna be taking notes myself. That's one thing about me. No matter if it's my event or not, it's really all our event. And I'm gonna be there soaking up as much knowledge as I can.
So once you purchase your ticket, it's gonna be an ebook that will come to your email that explains how to start a trucking company. So instantly you get a return. Once you're at the mixer, now you can sit down and all those questions that you may have after you have went through that ebook. Now you can be able to get those questions answered in person with the speakers that's going to be there. Maybe you stuck on the compliance part where you got to go to LLG. Maybe, hey, Mike, I'm scared to go out here and get my authority. Can I put it up, Lisa, to your company? Those are the questions that they want to hear when you come to the mixer, because that ebook give you the basics. So we want to make sure that people are prepared when they come and ask the right questions. It's so important. Make sure y'all come with y'all business cards as well to this mixer so you can network and be able to reach out and people can reach it back out to you as you're at this rooftop. Take advantage of this moment. Go to
Absolutely.
keeptruckandtransportation.com to be able to get your tickets and to learn more about this event. There will be food at this event. So
Right.
I've been to some events, they ain't had no food. I was mad. I was like, and so
Right, right. We definitely are providing some good food. The caterer is amazing. So and the menu is pretty tight too. So and then obviously we're gonna have drinks all night. Just come. Come prepared to learn. I was telling we're gonna party. We're gonna have fun, right? That's gonna happen. The music will be doing what it do. The drinks will be pouring. The food will be served. But come with intentions, right? Have your notebook. Have some space on your phone. And every iPhone has a note section in there, but already have at least 10 questions. You need to have at least, to me, I always tell people, have at least 10 questions that you want answered. You may not be able to get them all answered at the panel, but as people are mingling and socializing throughout the event, walk up to people. Hey, introduce yourself. And Sheree always say, you gotta have a pitch when you go to these events. Explain to people who you are and what services you provide, right? But make sure that you at least have in mind at least 10 questions that you want answered, or at least a few people that you just have to speak to, and they'll be there. So just make sure that you have those questions ready and network. Really, if you come with a few people, that's fine. You can leave with them, but during that course of those 4 hours, go ahead and meet some new people. That's the point of this. That's the point of this event. I remember when I went to my first event, I was so held back at first, right? What I thought would be happening at the event, it didn't happen. And I actually got outside my comfort zone and I started speaking to people and I started networking, exchanging information, capturing DMs, capturing web pages, and it really pushed my business to the next level just by attending a couple of events. So it's important. It's important. If you're on the fence, come to the event. If you have questions, if you need to network, if you need resources, come to the event. If you're stuck in a rut and you seem like your business just isn't shifting the way that you want it to shift, come to the event. Come to the event. Maybe we'll have those answers for you, or at least have the proper resources to get you to the next level.
What are some of the things that one key takeaway that you want the participants at the event to be able to take from it?
Really more so the funding. Remember, it's not just truck funding. It's any type of business funding. Any type of business funding. I want everybody to take advantage of that, of the funding that we're going to provide. And I think that's the main takeaway. And I know that to get to the next level, you have to be in these buildings. You have to be in these rooms. And so hopefully people are taking heed and going to have those questions already written out, and they can get some of those questions answered. I think that's really the main takeaway. To feel the energy in the room. I mean, sometimes you just need that push. Sometimes you just need that push. I know when I need it, I go back home, spend some time with my family, fly back to Buffalo, and sometimes that recharge is needed to get you to that next level, right? Just to see all these like-minded people in one room, it's just a benefit just to be in the room.
That's right. So what are some of the requirements for people to get funding at the event? What are some of the requirements? Is there anything in particular paperwork-wise that they need to bring to the event?
The number one thing is a 680 credit score, right? You need to have a 680 credit score on your personal credit. It will be your personal guarantor. The business funding will go into your LLC, your business name. So definitely have an LLC intact, 680 credit score, and bring your driver's license. And that way we can get you pre-qualified for the next rounds of funding to see what you're going to qualify for. So again, 680 credit score, LLC, and of course, everybody should at this point have a business bank account, but definitely have a business license and your 680 credit score and your driver's license.
Got it. Let's talk about the first rooftop mixer last year, 2022. A lot of heavy hitters in the building. It was really, really phenomenal. The brand colors were everywhere. And Sheree was, a huge, brought her flavor to that. And so I want to ask you what Sheree, how has she been instrumental to building and growing that Keep Trucking Transportation brand?
I think, well, first of all, the first event, October 15th, we funded over 1.2 million. It would have never happened without the assistance from Sheree. Sheree took on that event as if it was her event, right? She's bossing me around. But I love it. Her energy is infectious. And I think with Sheree, the number one thing that I've taken from our relationship, our friendship, which is amazing, by the way, is that there's no quitting her. Like, I found somebody who can kind of match my energy. Like, I'm always up working, she's always up working. Sometimes she's giving me too much work to do. It could be 2, 3 in the morning and she's sending me text messages. But I think her work speaks for itself. You know, just pushing the brand, getting me out my comfort zone, right? Getting me outside my comfort zone. She's like a drill sergeant. So when I first started, you know what? When I first started, she says, well, I don't really see you active on social media. Like, I don't see you really going live. I don't see you doing a lot of podcasts. So what I want you to do is I want you to go live every day for 30 days. Now, at first, I looked at Sheree like she was crazy. I said, this lady lost her mind. I'm not doing this. And then I started to do it. And I realized that I needed to do it. I was in my own shell. I really wasn't big on public speaking. I really wasn't big on doing lives and podcasts and interviews. But then I started looking, you know, 4, 5, 6 months later, I'm on Sirius Radio, right, doing interviews. I'm in multiple trucking magazines doing interviews. And then it just kind of hit me one day. I said, I understand why months ago she wanted me to go live every single day just to prepare me for these moments. I think she just kind of helped me push not just the brand, but myself to the next level when it came to trucking, right? It just made me realize that there's so much more that I can do and have done since then. So shout out to her for sure, for pushing me even when I didn't want to be pushed. She, you know, she's like that aunt. She's like that, you know, she go nag you because she'll say something like, well, didn't I tell you to do that a month ago? Or didn't I say that? So, and I just sit there like, oh God, you know, and sometimes I know I'm about to have a meeting with her. She's like, we're going to meet, you know, we're going to have a conversation in a couple of hours. I'm sitting there like a kid in school. Let me get this work done real quick. Because I know what she's going to ask, you know, and she does it in this subtle way, right? She does it in this subtle way, but it does. It's amazing what she brought out of me. And so I always applaud her for that.
Absolutely, Mike. You know, sometimes people can see more in us than we can in ourselves. And I think that's
absolutely.
all. And so when I first saw you, I knew that I could take you to a whole nother level that you ain't been. I could take you on this journey as long as you said it. And you said yes. And when you said yes, I said it's on. I said, I'm going to work as hard as you work. I said, we're going to do it. We're going to do it. When it's no no's, it's a maybe or a yes. And my takeaway from you, what I learned was that rise and grind. It pushed me into the hustle every day, getting up, saying that it's time to rise and grind, and also that and when you do find people that's like-minded and can connect, you pivot off of them. You can move off of their energy, you know, when you're going and going and going. And one of the things that it led me to this book called Rise and Grind. So it's by Damian John, wrote a book called Rise and Grind. And so I was like, I like it. And listen, y'all, if you are on the fence and you are slowly to move and pivot and do the things that you need to do, read that book, Rise and Grind, because those text messages push me to expand my mind to, okay, what does that really mean, rise and grind? And that book solidify it. It talk about the work ethic, the hustle that it takes. Everybody want to go to the top, but it costs to go to the top. It takes time, and that cost might not be financial cost. That cost may be time. It's always time. It's gonna take you to do things that you never done before. It's gonna take you to be able to get up, rise, and literally start grinding. It may take you to work those 12, 14-hour days, sometimes 24-hour days that we put in to be able to give you this thing that you just see. But we're not, you know, and that's the people who actually make it, and that separates you from the people who are not on the same level. And there's levels to this, y'all. There's levels to this, okay? And so y'all got to work. If you watch it now, y'all get to work, because if you ain't working, you're not going to be able to see your full potential. And you also got to have people in your corner who can see it for you and see it with you and see you through it and get you to that finish line to be able to cross.
Yep.
So one of the things I want to talk about is our sponsors at this rooftop mixer. The sponsors that will be attending the mixer. And a lot of people ask me about sponsorships and how do we land these sponsors? How do we get people to support? And why do people want to be affiliated with our brands? Right now, you see Mike has his brand on, which means another company wanted to affiliate themselves company to be able to make this event very, very special. So I want you to go into talking about who the Rooftop Mixer sponsors are.
Right. True TMS. They're definitely a sponsor of the swag bag. Amazing company. So I appreciate them supporting. We have Aero Truck Sales. They're a sponsor of the event as well. And I think that's really important because we actually have a facility. They have 19 facilities in the country, 2 outside the country, and they believe in us enough to actually finance a portion of this rooftop mixer, right? So now we have the funding and we have the facility to actually take people to buy their trucks, right? So I think that's amazing. We have Unified Capital Funding. That's our factoring company that we are affiliated with that helps sponsor a portion of this event as well. So I think, and we have a liquor sponsor. So I think
definitely Sakari Spirits.
Right.
That will be our vodka sponsor. And everybody will be actually able to taste the Sakari Spirits. Black on baby.
Nice.
Right. I love it. And so we have a lot of people that believe in what we're doing, that want to help push this brand to the next level, want to help push this event to the next level. They see the importance of what we're doing, and I think that's just amazing. To see people really support you. To really come out. Aero Truck Sales will be in the building as well, so that we can show people what type of trucks and trailers that they have at all their facilities. We actually met with a client of ours, flew out from California this week, and we went out there and looked at a couple trucks, and he's going to purchase one probably Monday or Tuesday. So it's working.
That's awesome. I just want to show people your ebook. So if you interested in getting into if you can't make it to this event and you want the ebook, then it's a How to Start Your Trucking Company ebook. It is located on keeptruckingtransportation.com. The link is in the bottom. Miss Jerry, you want to see I see some people commenting on here. If y'all have questions during this interview, definitely put them in the comments.
Yeah.
What do we have? So somebody said hello.
Hey.